Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and we're answering questions from YouTube users this week. It's a full week, I think, straight through of YouTube users. And we have friend of the channel, David. Friend of the channel, David, asks us on a video. He was inquiring as to the cost of expert witnesses, and I think he was inquiring specifically because of pro se litigants, right? And it is something pro se litigants often do not think about. So let's get into that. Right off the bat, I'll tell you, our firm, when we're working a case, will generally look at and expect to pay between $15,000 and $25,000 in expert witness fees. Every case is different. You can't always say that's going to be the amount. Different mental health professionals charge different amounts, right? Some clients are going to be dead set on using a professional mental health specialist who testifies every day, which I do not recommend. And I'll tell you why I don't recommend. The first thing that's going to be asked on cross is, how often do you testify in cases like this? 5 days a week. Oh, okay. And how often do you treat with the people that you're testifying about? Once or twice. So you made a diagnosis based on once or twice. Okay. How many times have you testified about PTSD this year? 35. Okay. So you, the expert witness, you treated with this person twice, and you treat with lots of people once or twice, and at least 35 of those people just this year got the same diagnosis of PTSD, which is a beneficial diagnosis for cases like this. Is that true? And of course, the expert witness is going to say, yes. And the plaintiff's attorney is going to say, what in the ever-living heck did we pay you for, you moron? And why don't you have a more legitimate practice, you scummy expert witness who does nothing but testify? When what you should be doing is getting your actual mental health professional who actually treats you and actually tries to help you and actually tries to make your life better and spends a considerable amount of time with you. You should get that person on the stand because that person's going to be sincere. How often do you testify in cases like this? Never. This is my first. Why are you here today? Because you made me. You subpoenaed me. What is your diagnosis of this person? X, Y, and Z. How did you reach that? Through 3 years of treatment. Based on what expertise? All of my schooling and all of my years in practice. It's a much better, much better, much more sincere, much more believable testimony. So don't make the giant mistake of going to get some kind of professional testifying mental health professional. Not worth it. It's generally a disaster and a nightmare. And I don't know why they exist, and I don't know why attorneys persist in using them over and over and over again. Please, for the love of God, stop. Stop handing defense attorneys that slam dunk on your expert witness. It is foolishness. Just absolute foolishness. But I digress. The question was, how much do they cost? So, yeah, $15,000 to $25,000. You're going to need an economic expert in many cases. It's hard to extrapolate someone's potential in an industry. And many industries are more complex and have uncertain futures, and you're going to end up with dueling economic experts talking about that person's earning potential and their rate of promotion and their rate of receiving raises and what they could do in a lateral jump to another employer in the same industry and how this will impact their career going forward and all these things, right? And that individual is going to be hyper specialized. And that individual is going to be rare. There's not too many people who do it. And they're going to charge you as if that's the case, because a lot of work goes into these economic forecasts. A lot of work goes into these reports. A lot of time, a lot of effort, getting to know the industry, getting to know your career, getting the client's career, right? And those individuals can be extraordinarily expensive. That's the other reason why these expert witness fees get so high. But I think David was posing this question specifically in the context of pro se litigants, because pro se litigants will say, I don't want to pay an attorney. Why should I give an attorney a percentage? I'll represent myself. And that's great if you can do it. But, one, I don't think most people do quite as well as an attorney who's highly experienced in this field might do. Two, Even if you're representing yourself, you're still going to need the experts. And without an attorney, I think you're paying the experts yourself. And that's a little bit scary because I don't know about you, but I don't really have 15 to 25 grand laying around that I want to use personally on expert witnesses in a case I'm representing myself. That doesn't sound like a good time. It's honestly kind of scary. Whereas, listen, depending on the laws of different jurisdictions, attorneys will be able to front or cover the expert witness fees for you. That can sure help. Can sure help a lot. So it's not so clear cut, this idea of like, I'm going to represent myself and I don't want to pay an attorney a percentage. Cool. I respect that. Like, much respect. Seriously. If you can do it, incredible. I'll try to answer your questions on this YouTube channel to the extent I am allowed. But don't forget, once you get in discovery, you're going to be cutting some fat checks, and not to attorneys, to expert witnesses that you're going to need if you're going to hope to maximize your damages in this case. So, David makes a great point, as always. Thank you, David. And if this video helps you, like and subscribe. It does help me to help more people just like you. And I will track the comments down below. Tell me I'm wrong. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the expert witnesses. I'm here for it. I'm here for follow-up questions. It's what I do. Take care, everybody.